No, Egyptian
Do you
plates.
believe that Tyler Robinson murdered your husband?
Yes, I do.
Why do you think it is so hard for so many people to believe that reality?
I've seen the autopsy report. I've seen our case pulled together.
The person that was on that phone that said that quote was actually Erika. Erika claims Andrew went rogue and also the surgeon went rogue and violated HIPAA. My source says that no, the surgeon did not violate HIPAA and he never said that.
There's a picture of Erika Kirk with a ponytail and from her past. That person matches who I saw at Fort Huachuca in the lobby the night before.
Erika Kirk just went mental after Candace Owens leaked some fresh information about the alleged plot to protect the real Charlie Kirk shooter. And now Candace is saying Erika needs professional help because she doesn't even seem human at this point.
I think that these people are not humans, that they're sentinels that maybe look like humans. That's how I feel.
So it looks like Candace finally realized that meeting Erika in person was a complete waste of time. Why? Because according to Candace, Erika is now again trying to deflect, deny, and gaslight. Here's what happened. Candace is now alleging that TPUSA spokesman Andrew Colvett and Erika worked together to provide Erika with a fake alibi for her whereabouts during that secret military meeting that happened just one day before Charlie was assassinated. After an eyewitness placed Erika at a hotel near the base, Andrew shared a photo Erika sent him, claiming she was actually home with her kids. However, that photo is now being questioned for authenticity. But that's not all. Andrew Colvett also previously claimed the surgeon who tried to save Charlie called it a miracle that the bullet supposedly never exited the body. But turns out, this statement didn't come from the surgeon at all. According to Candace, it came straight from Erika herself. Now, why would Erika just invent something like that? And more importantly, why isn't she, as Charlie's widow, pushing for complete transparency instead of constantly trying to shut things down? Well, the more you dig into this, the more it's starting to feel like this story isn't just messy, it's dark.
But we serve a just God, and I rest easy in knowing that. He's sovereign, but he's just. And so let the Lord handle that.
So Candace Owens is once again firing shots at Erika Kirk, despite both of them previously claiming their 4-hour meeting was productive. And if what Candace is saying is true, Erika is now being directly implicated in the alleged plot surrounding Charlie's death. Erika recently asked Candace to stop with the so-called conspiracy theories, claiming she was worried it could influence the jury in the case against Tyler Robinson, Charlie's alleged shooter. But here's the thing. Candace never believed Tyler was the one who shot Charlie. And let's be honest, she isn't alone on that one. Most people have side-eyed that official FBI narrative from day one. But here's where Erika gets implicated in all this. During the latest episode of her podcast, Candace claimed that she didn't trust the alibi Erika provided about where she was on September 8th, 2 days before Charlie was assassinated. This all blew up after Mitch Snow, a retired U.S. Army staff member, appeared on Candace's podcast and said that back in September 2025, just days before Charlie's assassination, he was present at Fort Huachuca in Arizona. And he alleged that while he was on base, he saw individuals connected to Turning Point USA, including someone he was 95 to 99% sure was Erika Kirk.
There's a picture of Erika Kirk with a ponytail and from her past. That person matches who I saw at Fort Huachuca in the lobby the night before. And she was with that man in the lobby. And that man, he was present at that meeting. Those are really rare eyes. That's 95 to 99%. I can't imagine somebody else.
Now, these are pretty serious allegations, but Erika still hasn't bothered to address them. Instead, it looks like she let TPUSA staff handle the cleanup for her. Because shortly after that episode with Mitch Snow dropped, TPUSA spokesperson Andrew Colvett slid into a YouTuber's DMs and shared an image of 2 children displayed on a phone screen with their faces covered by a finger. And this was supposed to show Erika was with her kids at the time of that secret meeting at Fort Huachuca. However, Candace was not buying it, and she fired back on on X and pointed out that Andrew's so-called evidence provided an alibi for the wrong date. Candace wrote, Andrew Colvet is live texting with a YouTuber offering proof that Erika wasn't at some fort. He shares Erika's metadata, claiming she had dinner with Charlie Kirk and therefore could not have been at Fort Huachuca. Only problem? It's her metadata and schedule for September 9th. Andrew is being intentionally obtuse. He clearly understands the allegation made is that she was seen on September 8th. Why the intentional disinformation? Candace also questioned why Andrew didn't simply text her the photo, instead of reaching out to a random YouTuber. And then Candace asked what we're all thinking, why is everyone being so intentionally evasive about Fort Huachuca?
So this guy just starts live reading the messages that are coming in from Andrew Colvet, where he proceeds to give an alibi that no one asked for. He's like, this is what Erika was doing on September 9th. Okay, the guy said he saw her on the 8th. It's kind of like the Brian Harpole, where they're just like giving us alibis for times that we're not talking about. Again, I wasn't even necessarily pressuring them for an alibi, but he then proceeds to walk him through what Erika was doing on September 9th, and he's pretending like she doesn't even know what Fort Huachuca was, even though her mother has a contract with the Department of Defense and would have obviously had to have been familiar with Fort Huachuca, which is in her backyard, and in Turning Point USA's backyard as well. Notice that's Erika's hand. So that means Erika, the CEO of Turning Point USA, is directing the spokesperson of Turning Point USA, Andrew Colvet, to send her alibi.
By the way, that photo of the two kids that was supposed to prove Erika's alibi is also sketchy, because whose kids are those? Charlie's son is just 1 year old, and the boy in the photo looks much older. And this is why people are now saying this is all starting to look like a Fed slipping up on a PSYOP script. Because how do you get the date wrong when the entire controversy hinges on the date? That's not them being sloppy anymore. This feels more like deliberate misdirection from TPUSA handlers desperate to bury anything connected to Fort Huachuca. Now, if none of this mattered, if Candace was really out of her mind and pushing baseless conspiracies, then they would just ignore her and laugh it off. But that's not what we're seeing. We see scrambling, fake alibis, mixed up dates, and desperate attempts from TPUSA to the conversation elsewhere. And it looks like most people are convinced that it's Erika who is leading the cover-up. Someone on X wrote, Erika Kirk directed Andrew Colvet to release her alibi through a YouTuber. Innocent people don't behave this way. It's not what honest people do. But Erika Kirk is not honest. She's not a grieving widow. She's a confirmed liar, and she's at the center of this cover-up. And another user said, lying is unproductive unless one has some nasty skeletons in his or her closet. The narrative is crumbling. Ms. Jezebel is not a true Christian, but an operative. However, this Fort Huachuca story is not the only thing Erika is allegedly trying to cover up. Candace just exposed yet another attempt at misdirection, this time involving a story that never quite added up to begin with. So Andrew Colvet previously claimed that he'd heard from a surgeon who tried to save Charlie that it was a miracle, the bullet didn't exit his body, and that the surgeon supposedly compared Charlie to Superman. Now from the jump, people were already side-eyeing that claim. But now Candace says she dug deeper, and it turns out that the story didn't originate with Andrew, and it didn't come from any surgeon at all. According to Candace, it came directly from Erika.
Like, he was the one who issued that tweet and quoted the surgeon. I then told you that the surgeon never said that. That was not a quote from the surgeon. What I didn't tell you was that according to my source, which I trust very much, the person that was on that phone that said that quote was actually Erika. Erika claims Andrew went rogue and also the surgeon went rogue and violated HIPAA. My source says that no, the surgeon did not violate HIPAA and he never said that. But he answered Andrew Colvet's questions because Erika was on the phone, and that the Superman quotation came from her.
So you got Erika dodging Fort Huachuca questions, creating fake alibis, and even spinning stories about Charlie's body supposedly stopping a bullet. Meanwhile, the actual autopsy report still hasn't been released. In fact, people are starting to wonder if there even was an autopsy. And that's just the start. Since Charlie's death, Erika's behavior has been extremely bizarre, and people online are calling her the happiest widow ever. But it's not just about Erika looking happy. A lot of people have said they feel something darker underneath. Because why would Erika allow TUSA to have a replica of the tent where Charlie died at Amfests so that people can pay to take selfies inside it? They would be like Jackie O showing up to a rally a couple of months after JFK's assassination and charging people to take pictures in the backseat of the limo. And that's why Candace is now saying that Erika and the TPUSA team running things after Charlie don't even seem human at this point. They seem more like robots trying to mimic human emotions, but it just ends up being weird, creepy, and honestly terrifying.